Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of UruLive. Last episode, we completed the single-player content that was present in the original UruLive. There is still more to do, and still more that I can show you. Before I do, I want to grab the other sparklies that we happened to encounter as we were playing through. I just did a quick look at a list that happened to list all of them, because I wanted to save some time, and yes, there were several that we have to grab. We got one of the ones in Garisen, but there is another in Garisen that we have to grab. The others, there's one in Gira, there's one in Teledon, and we encountered one in that mysterious, dark, raining Relto that we happened to see. Excuse me. The one here in Garisen is located in that outer ring as we ran around this big building that we happen to be in. Just gotta wait for this to come around. The one in Teledon is indeed located by the oh, actually that'll lead us to that other one as well. Just gotta wait. Don't worry, there is still plenty more content that's present here. Ready? Jump! This is very nice music, this one, I do admit. I very much like it. There's a cough. You can probably hear it in my voice. And I think I did get Gira and Chemo confused. I think Gira is the one with the one with all the red rocks and the like, and Chemo is the one with whatever it's called. All the lush greenery. Up this way. Yes, Sparkly is in one of these areas. I'm just gonna have to run through them all until I get to it. Then I'll show you more. Then, once I get all of them, I'll show you more of what there was. I just want to gather these because the others will gather as we go through them. As we go through more ages, because there are plenty more ages. I ran the wrong way around, didn't I? Because it's in one of these. I should have gone the other way. I'm an idiot. Oh, well, I didn't know. There it is. Got it. Alright, that's two of them. Alright. Now we slip on into Gira. Oh. Okay. Good enough. Ah, there it is. Got it. And jump off, why not? Right. And now we gotta go to Teledon. I have to go back to where the, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh. Oh, God, this cough. I hate it. You have to go back to the prison. I've had this illness for like a week. It's really annoying me. I just want it to go away. Ugh. Around this way. And there it is. There's the fourth one. The fifth one. Oh, we need to open that. Well, actually, I don't think we do. Yeah, I know how we can get to it. Just gotta take this. There's, I believe, something in here. Oh, that's it. Excuse me. We go through this. And through here we go into Phil's Relto. It's located right here on this dock. Bingo. And that's all the ones we can get now. 5 out of I don't know how many. I'm going to show you what we got. And yes, I turned off the rain. I don't particularly care for having rain in my Relto. It's wet, it's cold. Why would I want that? But yes, we now have 5 of 12. We'll collect the other 7 over time. Now, as I said before, we've completed the original single-player content that was present. But there was multiplayer content. Now there's 2 things related to that I will show you. The first one is this book here on the right. We've caught a few glimpses of it from a couple balconies, but now we're going to see it in person. Let's go. Excuse me. Welcome to the neighborhood, Bevan. Now, there were 2 main multiplayer areas. One of them was the city itself. The other is this neighborhood that you happen to get. The neighborhood was basically a pretty much a private neighborhood for a small group of players. I forget how many, maybe 15, 20, something like that. They could run it around, it was their own kind of place. They could invite others if they wanted, but for the most part, it was where they could come around and meet up with others. This was where they could put up pictures if they wanted here, and here was basically where they could put up messages. Neighborhood pellet store. And this is where the visitors were. That's when I encountered the, whatever it was. There's 2 other books. There's 2, whatever they were called. The 2 balconies. I think these may have been messages from others or something. I don't know. And in a moment, these are all the other people who have visited. Looks like someone came here a day before I was here, and yeah, there have been people who have shown up here regularly. Well, one person who's shown up here regularly. There have been people here all month. Believe it or not. You can see indications of the DRC here. Welcome to DRC Bevan. For more info, go to the classroom. We will investigate it, but I'm going to show you around. Down here, well, first we have over here a little game that happened to be present. This is a dunny game known as Heek, or Ayoheek. You need more people in order to play it, but long story short, it's literally just rock, paper, scissors. Except instead of rock, paper, and scissors, it's book, beetle, and pen. Beetle beats pen, pen rewrites book, book traps beetle. I don't know how beetle beats pen. I think the ink of the beetle is used to write it, to make the pen. I don't know. You need, like, at least 2 people to play it. You can have up to 5. Unfortunately, I don't have another person with me right now, so I can't show it off. This right here would be the garden. Yeah, a stone garden of sorts. You just walk around and spend time in it. There are lights you can turn on and off. If I remember right, there is... I could have sworn there was a page, there was a Relto page up here. Huh. Guess I was wrong. There has to be. Well, climb up these stairs and... Well, this is the bridge that would have pointed us to the classroom. There's a couple locations here, too. Over here, we happen to have, well, a small linking area, complete with a... It's a borrow page leading to something, I'm not sure what. And we have a couple other linking books here. This leads to, well, the Nexus, which I happen to notice. This leads to Garisen, so you can get a Kai, which is important. That leads to our own private garden age. Yes, we have one. And that leads to some place called the Great Zero, which we'll check sometime in the future. Over here we have the classroom, which we can enter. There's a few books here. What do we got here? Welcome to Dunny. Please link to the Garisen Age to pick up your Kai. Garisen Age book is in the linking room. And absolutely nothing. We have a few notes here. That one I don't know what says. And this one is on the Kai and the Nexus. Because of the requests for more information regarding the Kai and Nexus system, the DRC has chosen to publish this document. We would like to thank the Guild of Greeters for the amount of work they put into writing this document. We greatly appreciate it. Please be aware that even though areas and/or actions are described in this document, the DRC does not approve of them. There are certain areas that the DRC has not deemed safe and certain actions that have not been approved. Certain dangers apply to these areas and are out of our control. Regardless, we hope this information is helpful. Sincerely, the DRC. The Kai. Clicking on the book icon in the center of the big Kai will create a journal entry just like pressing F6 will. And pressing on the white circle above that, it's supposed to be an eye, continuing the theme of the Guild of Maintainers. You see their seal here and there if you watch them. You can take a picture, just like if you pressed F5. To delete a journal entry, a picture, or even a buddy from your list, click the Dunny 0 on the far right side of the screen. On the right-hand side, you will see some circular shapes. These are toggles in an order of top to bottom that will allow you to show or stop showing the Make a Kai window, mute the sound, and switch between broadcasting to... Yeah, this is basically information on how all the multiplayer stuff works. How to invite someone to your age? Well, you can do that, but you need to open up the book and share it. How do you add a person to the buddy list? Simple enough. How do I join a neighborhood? You need to have a friend invite you through their Relto. It's the only way to join a neighborhood, but not the only way to visit one. What is a marker? How many pictures does it store? 15 images and journal entries. How do I place a picture on the imager? You gotta move up to it. How do I delete or reset an age? How do I make a journal entry? How do I take a picture? How do I transfer an item? I don't know anything about items. The Nexus. The Nexus is a massive holding spot of books built by the Dunny to serve as a transportation hub of sorts. The Nexus can be linked to via neighborhood books, or the Nexus book on Relto bookshelves. How do I access it? How do I link to location? What's the difference between private and public links? How do I delete private links? What are personal links? What are city locations? Can I sort links? How do I create a neighborhood? And yada yada yada. I'm not going to read through all that, truth be told. Because, well, it's basically an instruction manual there. It's not really information and the like. Next to it, we have this room here, which is a very interesting room. This is basically, well, I don't know what this egg thing is supposed to be. Like a statue or something like that, maybe. But basically, this is a large structure with 5 small rooms here surrounding it. From what I remember, I believe these were private rooms. Normally, you talk to people by holding the tab key, and when you do that, you can see I'm actually talking like this, and anyone who's around me would be able to hear me. Except for these rooms here. These were private rooms. If 2 people walked into one of these rooms and closed the door, then when they talked, nobody around outside would be able to hear it. This was basically the way they could do private voice chat. In a way. If I'm remembering correctly. There's nothing else out around the outside of the room except more of these rooms. Ooh, I actually did pass by something. Over here, we have a couple buttons. These buttons here allow us to turn on and off the lights in the garden. So we can light it up nicely. Make everything glow. Why not? Let's see. Aside from that, yeah, screw you. There's not too much else. You walk around up to here, and there is one other location, and that is up in here, in this neighborhood. This right here is basically an enormous auditorium. It is basically what it says. There's a book here. Inspired verse. Poetry contest winners of the first arrival of the Great King Writing Contest. I think I'm going to skip on reading these, truth be told. I don't know why, it just doesn't feel like I should be reading them. Anyway, that's the neighborhood. That was the little private area that a group of people would have. They could invite others to share it, but that was what it was. Excuse me. And as said, there was one other location that the neighborhood had, and that was their private garden age. There were, of course, 2 of them. And this is the one we can access here. Of the 2, I admit I always liked this one more. It just looked nicer to me. I don't really remember what the other one looked like. I might be able to show it off on another character of mine that I happen to have. But yeah, this one I do like. I believe there's a few things we can pick up here, if I remember right. Let's see, there's a linking book here, which... Okay, that just goes back to the neighborhood. Now this... I always found this one very nice. And yeah, there's a tapestry here. You know why? Because there's a door over here. Unfortunately, I can't go through this door. Because you need more people in order to do it. It's a timed thing. You activate it and it starts rotating slowly around. And people need to hit the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tapestries in the right order in order to open it. What do you get from it? You get a wedge. And that's it. Nothing else. I could have sworn there was a Reldo page on one of these. That's all you get out of it. Nothing else. Well, yeah, you get one of those wedges that I mentioned. That's it. Was I wrong? Do you not get a Reldo page from here? It's from the other one? I don't know. Ah. Hold on a moment. I need to check something. Okay, I think I know where. Hold on. I think... Ah, here it is. I was thinking of the other one. This one gives us some grass. Yes, it's the other personal garden age that gives us something that I was looking for. I'll show you it in a minute. For now, let's go back here and take a look at where that Bahro page happens to take us. So I can't remember where it takes us. Somewhere in the city, clearly. Ah, I know where this is. Well, I'll show it off later. So right now I want to go back and show off the grass we happen to get. Excuse me. Alright, so we happen to get some grass. Plenty of grass all over the place now. As you can see, our Relto is slowly getting more and more fertile. Much nicer. If we want to get the other thing, we have to find a different neighborhood. And that's going to be tricky. That said, that's the neighborhood that there is. I'm going to end this episode here because it's gone on about long enough. And next episode, I'll show you the main section of multiplayer. The great city itself. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chessick44. This has been a Let's Play of UruLive. And I shall see you all next time.